Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Zagare here, fellow Amazon seller, excited to share with you some information that I've learned throughout my many years of selling on Amazon. So today I am going to play detective, and we are going to be decrypting Amazon's FBA fees. As you know, Amazon has a lot of fees, and all of those fees could have an impact on your business. So I'm going to share with you what you need to be monitoring and how you can take action to reduce the amount of burden Amazon's fees has on your business. So what we're going to be covering today, or uncovering, is a thorough review of all of the different Amazon FBA fees. We're then going to learn about the different margin eaters and how they could potentially be impacting your bottom line. I'm also going to show you some tips and strategies to increase your margins and put more money back into your pocket. So just real quickly, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mike Zagare. This is a picture I took in Miami several months back. I am a recovering physical therapist. This is me treating a lady named Dorothy many, many years ago in my in-home physical therapy business. And I say recovering because now I'm a full-time Amazon seller and I'm 100% an entrepreneur. And I started an Amazon business in 2015. So we were able to scale that business up to nearly over $4 million in sales. And then we had a bit of an issue because we were wondering where all of our cash went. Now, as you guys know, this is a cash-intensive business. And if things are eating into your margins, it's very easy to get into cash flow situations, which we found ourselves in. So then we also realized what's up with all of the different Amazon fees. There's the FBA fees, a sponsored ad spend, sponsored brand ad spend, lightning deal fees, coupon fees, return fees, monthly storage fees, long-term storage fees, inventory placement fees, disposal fees, and a whole list of other fees, which we'll go over today on this webinar. So we started focusing in on margin impact because at the end of the day, we want to know exactly how much money we were making in our business. So what is margin impact? Margin impact is the amount of impact that each one of those fees that I mentioned has on your business. So we want to make sure that one of those fees doesn't go into your margins and eat away at your margins too much. And each one of those different fees should eat away at your margins just enough so that at the end of the day, you have enough money left over in your business for profit. So how are these margin eaters impacting my business? That's what we really wanted to know. And what is the appropriate amount of margin impact for each one of those margin eaters that I shared before? And finally, how are each one of our SKUs impacted by these margin eaters? Because all of the SKUs can be impacted differently by the PPC ad spend, by the FBA fees. We wanted a way to know how each individual SKU was impacted. So finally, and most importantly, what was our net margin after all Amazon fees and all other business expenses? What was left over at the end of the day? So we started focusing in on margin impact. And as you can see earlier in January, we were at 10%, where we were basically doing 10% margins. We started focusing in on our margin impact, started to make some tweaks and changes, which I'm going to share with you today. And as you can see, the trend is upwards to 22% plus. We've had even better days, 24, 25% recently. So a lot of these tips and strategies I'm going to share with you guys today, but they're things that you should be monitoring because those margins, those FBA fees are eating away at your margins. All right, guys. So the absolute biggest margin eater are FBA fees. And the FBA fee margin impact should be anywhere between 25 and 40%. Now, I have seen it actually lower than 25%. If you have a product that's really lightweight, it can be around 15 to 20%. And that's really good because obviously we want the FBA fees to impact our margins on a nominal level. The smaller, the better in FBA fees. Now, we consider FBA fees the hungriest margin eaters, and this is a look inside of Entourage Margins, where you can see that our margin impact over the period of time across all of our accounts was 42.8%. So check this out. We spent nearly $300K on FBA fees in this time frame, and our overall margins were impacted by 42%, which if you ask me is very high. And we want to make sure that our margin impact is less than that. So check this out. We're going to target 25 to 40% FBA fee margin impact. Now, what determines the FBA fees? First, we have the referral fee. The referral fee is generally 8 to 15%, and it's different across each category. It's a little higher for shoes and clothing, but generally it's 8 to 15%. For us, it was 15%. Next, we have the fulfillment fees, which includes picking, packing, shipping, and customer service. And how does Amazon calculate the fulfillment fees? They basically go by the size and the weight of the product. So we want to try to keep our products small standard size or large standard size. If it goes to oversize, Amazon starts to charge us a lot more in FBA fees. So it's important to measure your products and know your dimensions. And we'll get a little bit more into that in a second. Next, it also goes by either standard size or oversize. As you can see here, a standard size package has a standard a dollar amount, and an oversized package goes up significantly. Check that out. Small oversize, the minimum is $8.26. I can tell you we had products that were on the border, and then if Amazon mismeasured it, it went into the oversized category, and we had to pay all these extra FBA fees. So check this out, guys. The same product dimensions, everything. It's just a different color variation, different FBA fees. So Amazon makes mistakes, and that's the message I want to send to you guys, is that Amazon is capable of making mistakes. It's a monster operation. They're going to make mistakes. So the beige version of this particular product had a 33.81% FBA fee margin impact, and the gray version had a 38%. Now that's 5% eating away at our margins over a period of time. You sell dozens and hundreds of units of these a day or a month, that could really add up to a substantial amount of money in mistakes made by Amazon. Here's another one, guys. Check this out. $7.13 is what Amazon charges for FBA fees, but at the very bottom, this beige version is $5.61. So every single time we sold this, we were being charged $1 and change more for the gray version, adding up to thousands of dollars. And check this out. Here are some things that we were able to do. So what we did was, first, we wanted to know our product dimensions, including package size and weight. That was the first step in making an improvement in this area in our business. So we asked our suppliers for all of our product dimensions and weights, and we got a list of all of that so we could send that information to Amazon. And then what we did was, once Amazon had that information, we made sure that they were charging us the right amount for each FBA fee. And we realized that they were making mistakes, and we had to monitor that daily. So Amazon, is a huge operation, like I said before, and they do make mistakes. So it's important to set an alert, either have somebody go into your account daily and look and monitor for this, or have a software like Entourage Margins that could check this for you daily to make sure that Amazon is not overcharging you. If you found an issue, request a remeasurement ASAP. So if Amazon is overcharging you, the fastest way to make sure that they go and change things is to make sure you tell them what your product dimensions are right away so that they can make the changes in their internal system right away. So then once you've determined that they've overcharged you, you have to request a reimbursement. So check this out, guys. This is what we found inside of Margins. We were overcharged we were charged almost $12 in FBA fees, and we were supposed to be charged $5.70. This went on for many, many months, and this added up to $3,600 and change just over the course of 1 month in overcharged FBA fees. Now, this is a report that I pulled from Margins. I was able to scan all of my products on a SKU-by-SKU level, and I saw that this one had an overcharge in my FBA fee, sent this over to Amazon to get it measured and to stop the bleeding. And then you can submit this report for possible compensation. All right, guys, so the next FBA fee is ad spend. So if you're spending money on PPC, this is going to have an impact on your bottom line. It's going to impact your margins. So we call this ad spend margin impact. So the total ad spend margin impact that we suggest is anywhere between 6 and 12%. Now, I am a huge fan of PPC. That's why we created PPC Entourage many years ago. And obviously, this 6 to 12% really works wonders because most of the time it helps you get more organic sales. So the more PPC sales you get, the more keyword visibility you get, and the more organic sales you get. So 6 to 12% ad spend margin impact for me is a really solid investment. However, we have had times where this has gone up to like 17, 18, 19, 20%. And if that's the case, then it's eating away too much into your margins. Now, keep in mind, guys, this 6 to 12% comes off the top of our margins. So we have to make sure that overall we're within that 6 to 12%. And also on an individual SKU by SKU level, we're within that 6 to 12%. So a quick thing, why is ACOS misleading? I believe ACOS is misleading because a lot of sellers go into their Seller Central account. They see that they have a high ACOS for their campaigns, but how is that ad spend impacting your overall organic revenue and your overall PPC revenue? And a lot of times, if you look at the true ACOS or the PPC ad spend margin impact, and if it's between 6 and 12%, then that's a healthy number because you're investing in your business, you're investing in getting that sales velocity, and that's playing into getting that organic visibility, which is incredible. All right, guys. So we also want to assess PPC ad spend margin impact on a SKU by SKU level. What we found is some SKUs might be doing really well where they're between that 6 to 12%. Other SKUs might be like higher, like 20, 25, or 30%, which means that particular SKU is not profitable or less profitable because you're spending too much money on PPC. All right, so next we have the promo fee margin impact, which includes promo discounts, lightning deals fees, coupon fees, and other discounts. And we want that to be between 1 and 5% promo fee margin impact. So what goes into promotion margin impact? We have the Amazon fees, which are clippable coupon fees and lightning deal fees. And then we also have the discount impact from those different coupons. So for example, if I give a coupon that's $2 off a particular product, Amazon is going to charge me 60 cents, but also the discount percentage is the $2. So that's called the discount impact. If you combine the Amazon fees plus the discount impact, you get the promotion margin impact. How much does that promotion have on your bottom line and on your margins? That's what we want to track, and that's what we want to know. So we want to know your SKU's profitability. This is absolutely key. If you don't know how much money you're making and how much margin you have for a particular SKU, how do you know if you can afford to do a promotion? So that's absolutely incredible information. Can you afford to do this promotion, or are you just giving your product away when you do this discount? A lot of times sellers do lightning deals and they don't realize that they're losing money at the end of the day because the lightning deal is too expensive. You want to track sales and conversion rates. What is the impact that this promotion had on your overall business and your sales velocity? Obviously, you're making less margin because there's a promo fee margin impact, but is that good because you're getting more sales velocity and you're getting better conversion rates? So of course, if you do a promotion, make sure that you track your sales and track your conversions. All right, guys, the next one is return fees. So obviously we all hate returns. It does have a dent on our business, but how much of a dent does that have? So return fees should have anywhere between a 2 to 5% return fee margin impact. Obviously that can be higher if you're selling things like shoes and clothing. But here is the anatomy of an Amazon return. If we make a sale for $16.99, that means we have Amazon's going to return into our account balance, let's say $9.14, because they're taking away the FBA fees and the referral fees. So we get paid in our account $9.14 from that sale. Then this person went ahead and returned that product on 5/6. So Amazon adjusted our account balance by $14.95. So essentially, the initial adjustment loss, we lost $5.81. Essentially, we had to pay for the FBA fee and the refund fee. So not only that, if you get a return, not only do you lose that $5.81, but you also lose the cost of goods and the potential PPC. So as you can see, a return really adds up. And we want to make sure that we're tracking returns on an individual SKU by SKU basis. This could give us a wealth of information because we can then determine which products need improvements. Maybe the listing needs improvements. Maybe the actual product just needs maybe there's an error or an issue with the product. There could be a host of different things. The point is we have to track the return rate margin impact on a SKU by SKU basis. And that is something that we can help out with inside of PPC Entourage Margins. Okay, so tip, know your average category return rate. So obviously we're all going to get returns. It's the nature of selling online. But if you know your average category return rate, that could help you determine if you're getting too many returns or just enough returns for that particular category. You want to monitor returns and the reasons and the comments. Obviously, if you start to see a commonality amongst the return reasons, you want to go ahead and talk to your supplier, improve your listings, and go ahead and make improvements overall because it really does add up. The more returns you get, the more it has an impact on your margins. Also, make sure you get reimbursed. Amazon is supposed to reimburse you if a customer doesn't return the product to you within 45 days. This is something you have to track and monitor as well because Amazon could owe you money because of shoppers not sending in the products that they returned. Okay, guys, almost done. We have the monthly storage fees margin impact. So this is around less than 1%, which is really cool. Amazon charges us a monthly storage fee based on the cubic feet. It's either standard size or oversize. As you can see in October through December, it goes up dramatically from 69 cents to $2.40 per cubic foot for standard size items, which is a big jump during those months. And next, we also have the long-term storage fees. So a bit of good news is after there's been some recent changes, and really you're not going to be charged long-term storage fees until after 365 days, which is really, really good because it used to be charged from 181 days to 365 days, which was really adding up for a lot of sellers. So this is a bit of good news, and we're tracking this in our software. We realize it's really not as much of an impact as it used to be. So also what you want to track under other FBA fees are inventory placement fees. This is when Amazon takes your goods and it ships it to all different warehouses. I highly recommend not turning on the inventory placement service. As you can see, it cost us a lot of money. Also, removal fees. This is something we would track inside of margins. How much are those removal fees impacting your margins overall? All right, guys. So of course, there are also other FBA fees. You have monthly selling fees, labeling fees, the transparency program, early reviewer program, exclusive program, all of this stuff. And all of this stuff has an impact on your bottom line, and you want to track that stuff. All right, guys. So real quick tip. There's an amazing book by Cindy Thomason called Profit First for E-commerce Sellers. In that book, she describes how important it is to shoot for 30% net margins. So all of those different margin eaters that are chipping away at your margins, you have to make sure that they're under control on a SKU-by-SKU level because the goal at the end of the day is to make at least 30% net margin and 100% ROI on that particular product. You want fast turnover, and also don't be afraid to chop the products that are just not performing well. Let's say you have a product that's 15% margin. You may want to chop that because that's going to eat away at your time, your energy, and your resources, and you could invest that into products that have a higher net margin. She also explains this great formula, revenue minus profit equals expenses. So basically this formula flips the script and says, yes, you have revenue, but you want to make sure that you make a profit and hold on to that profit. And then whatever you have left over are your expenses. Typically, people think of this as reverse, where they only take back like what's left after their expenses. But this is a great way to just change your mindset and be very lean about your business and make sure that you are always making a profit. Either way, she's an expert in the bookkeeper for Amazon sellers, and I highly recommend that you read her book. All right, guys, so far what we've covered all of the different Amazon FBA fees. We've covered ways that you can monitor and track those fees, and also different action steps that you can take to make sure that you keep your ad spend, your margin impact under control from all of those different FBA fees. I want to share with you guys the tool that we have created to help all Amazon sellers improve their bottom line. So I am really, really deeply passionate about this tool because we have had people say it has saved their business. And this is called Entourage Margins. The goal of Entourage Margins is for you to know exactly to the dollar how much money you're making in your Amazon business. The goal is to track all of those different FBA fees on an individual SKU-by-SKU basis to see where you're bleeding money so you can take swift action and make more margins in your business. I am incredibly passionate about margins because it has helped a lot of sellers. It's helped us. We use it every single day. And it's a great way to diagnose where you're bleeding money. And I want to share this with as many people as possible. So here is the inside of Entourage Margins. As you can see, when you first log in, you can see your net margins right over here. you can see that these are the different margin eaters. PPC ad spend, we're being impacted by 7.99%. FBA fees, it's too high. It's above that 40%. So there's an exclamation point here. Our returns are at 2.37. Our promotions are at 3.49. So what Margins does is it looks at all of your different Amazon accounts and you can combine them into one business and see where you're starting to bleed all of these different fees and then start to track it on a SKU by SKU basis. So check this out. I'm going to go into the second tab, which is the FBA fee margin impact tab. And on this tab, I can break down all of the different SKUs that I'm selling, and I can see the FBA fee margin impact for that SKU and track it over time. I can then see where Amazon makes mistakes. This could potentially save you thousands. I know Amazon has made over $50,000 worth of FBA fee mistakes just for our account alone, and it was impossible to track. But now you can track that because we track that inside of Entourage Margins. So that is just one example of how to use Entourage Margins. And Cindy Thomason, the author of Profit First for E-commerce Sellers, she writes, I am super excited for the Margins tool, and I know it's going to be a real asset for our clients as they're struggling to maintain their profitability. So all of Cindy's clients use Entourage Margins because it helps give them insight into their Amazon account on a total new level. It helps you to see the SKU's profitability, which SKUs you could chop. There's a chopping block feature, and you can see all of these different things. So if it's an amazing tool that Cindy uses, I know that you guys can find some value. So I wanted to give you guys a free offer, a 100% free, no strings attached, 60-day free trial of Entourage Margins. So you will not be charged for 60 days. And even before you're going to be charged, we'll send you an email letting you know so that you can cancel if you want to cancel. After the 60 days, it's only $30 a month. So guys, people have told us that we should be charging thousands of dollars for this, but we did not want to overcharge for this. We wanted as many Amazon sellers as possible to benefit from this because we know how important it was in our business, and all of the people that have been using it, we know that it's been made a major impact on their business. So to take advantage of this totally free, no strings attached offer, all you have to do is go to get.ppcentourage.com/discount and type in the coupon code I love margins, and you will get free access for 60 full days. And then it's only $30 a month after that. So Nolan Jacoby, who is a Entourage user, he wrote, we use a lot of tools, and I must say Entourage Margins is probably one of, if not the most important tools we use. Very well done, Mike Zagare. I look forward to seeing all the new features as well as hopefully Shopify integration soon. Mike Zagare and his team make tools that save you money, period. All right, guys. So super stoked about that. And once again, you have access to 60 free days of Entourage Margins. Even if you just go in there and take a look and see where you're bleeding money, see the margin impact, what's left over for each individual SKU, it's going to help save you money. It's going to help you steer your ship, your business in the right direction, guys. So once again, go to get.ppcentourage.com/discount. Enter the coupon code I love margins. That's one word. There's no risk here whatsoever. It's completely free. And I am very, very excited. I want to now thank you guys for joining me on this webinar. I look forward to working with you. I look forward to hearing your success with Entourage Margins and also in your Amazon business. And I will see you all soon. Once again, thank you so very much.